I think it's important to mention that one of the unique challenges that we have here in St. Louis is that we have a number of amazing educational institutions that attract students from all over the world. It's really amazing the collection of talent that's going through our higher education institutions. One thing that we haven't been able to do very well in St. Louis is capture some of that talent and keep them here. I believe that, millennials desire not only, a job or a career that they can enjoy and live from, but they also look for a lifestyle or something that gives them more than just that day-to-day. And Cortex has built that environment and continues to develop it. When you look at the facilities here, like 4240 or Cortex One, BJC, or even DuPont, they're not your traditional St. Louis institutions that if you were here, you would see in so many places. When you walk into these spaces, you feel transformed into some place that's, more about open thought, thinking in non-traditional ways, or a way for people to gather. And that's so important when it comes to people being able to see themselves here in St. Louis. And I tell people that so often. I believe our neighborhoods like the Central West End are successful in a large part because of the diversity of people. And when students come there in the evenings or in their off hours, they can see themselves living there. It's an urban environment like many millennials want. It has a huge diversity of living opportunities, from houses to high-rise apartments to duplexes and condos. So there's so many different options for them. And then along with all of the adjoining neighborhoods, like you're just a short bike ride to the Grove, a huge entertainment district. You're just a short bike ride to one of the largest city urban parks in the country, 50% larger than Central Park, with art museums and history museums and the zoo. There's so many things you can do in such a short, more sustainable location. This is an important element to keeping people here in St. Louis. So Cortex is doing more than just building community for startup. It's building a platform that I believe St. Louis can leverage to retain talent that's coming through our educational system. When we look back at the history of St. Louis has a long history of innovation and creating some of the most amazing, successful businesses anywhere in the United States. Look at how many large corporations, and yes, we've lost them, but look at what started here. So we in the streets, in the blood, in the history of this place, have always been a people willing to innovate and to think about new ways to create something that's amazing. This is the way a large corporation becomes successful, because they have a great germination of an idea, and they have great business practices, and they've developed them into a way that they become national and internationally desired. These are great value adds for them, for their bottom line, and for their stocks, for their stakeholders. Looking now at where we are now, it's no surprise that we'd have one of the most successful startup communities, because that same ingenuity in that created those larger firms are now being poured into new thoughts of ways to create new businesses. So I believe this is just an extension of who we are.